show. I am your host, Suzanne Monk, host of Trump Talk. We had a little bit of technical difficulties there a second ago. And we've got them all worked out. And of course, Periscope loves to freeze up on us. We come right back with it. That's right. Trump train can't be stopped. We can just keep going. So let's talk about some great Trump news. As you all have probably heard by now, the Real Clear Politics average has Trump leading Hillary Clinton by 0.2. 43.4% Trump, 43.2% for Hillary. That's the first time this year, although in the past, last year, there was a couple of points where Trump was leading Hillary. Not very many. This is the first this year, and certainly as we have gone out of the primary part of the election and into the general, we're going to go over a few of the polls available. Hello, Baltimore. You're just in time for polls. Thanks for chiming in. NBC poll, 43 Trump, 46 Hillary. Rasmussen has Trump up 42 to 37. That's up 5 from on top of Hillary. Fox has Trump up 45 to 42. ABC poll has Trump up 46 to 44. And the CBS New York Times poll, has Trump down 41 to 47. But that in the Real Clear Politics average has us just edging above Hillary. And as I've been saying, we've been doing this the whole time. Trump's going to do this, and Hillary's going to do this, and at some point Trump's going to be above Hillary. That's today, people. So we did it, just like I've been telling you the whole time. I'm very excited. We are going to keep hitting Hillary hard. The more we hit Hillary, the more she will go down. She's a very flawed candidate. We have been hitting her hard on the gun issue, and now we're getting started on the veterans issue, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today. Like when I usually don't do a Trump talk, I skip a day. We're going to do the Veterans Administration issue either right after the show or later this evening. So we're going to talk about Trump's veterans reforms on a Trump Talk special edition right after this. Possibly later this evening. I have a comedy act I got to do. I have a real life. So we're going to keep talking Trump. Senator Bob Corker met with Donald Trump at Trump Tower. There's a lot of scuttlebutt that it might be a VP meeting. I don't think it is, you guys. I think it's a foreign policy meeting. Trump is going to be doing a few scheduled written speeches, teleprompter style, showing you how great he is at that, while Hillary can't do a speech without a teleprompter. Yeah. So, and I think he's gathering information because this is what Trump does, okay? He brings the best people towards him. He gathers the information he needs, and he makes the best decision. That's what a leader does. That's why I'm voting for Trump. That's why I'm sure a lot of you are voting for Trump too. So, don't freak out on the VP thing. Like I said, we're not really going to know. There's a lot of great choices who have expressed interest. All I do know is it's not going to be Mark Cuban, okay? Crazy. I don't know what's going on with him. Wow. We'll just leave that aside. In Washington State, there has been a lot of stuff going on in the convention, as we all talked about. We need to keep getting out there and voting so that we can put our delegates in place. The Cruzbots are still trying to collect all the delegates to themselves, so in case they get to a second ballot, which we know isn't going to happen, isn't going to happen. But nonetheless, there they are in Washington State. They managed to elect almost predominantly 40 out of the 41 delegates were elected delegates were our actual Cruz supporters. So they will be bound to vote for Trump in the first vote, which is why Washington, you have to get out to the polls. Make sure you vote on Tuesday. It's very important. You get out to the polls, vote, show the Washington State who you really want in a big way. And it will really speak to a lot of these never-Trumpers that we have to win over and keep getting on board. We're unifying the party. We're getting more and more. It's above 80, almost 90%, 84% of Republicans are unified behind Trump, according to latest polls. So we are certainly getting closer. Great. So we also want to talk about the VA. There's been a lot of discussion about the VA. As you know, the Veterans Administration Secretary had some really crazy things to say recently in regards to the wait times at the VA, comparing them to Disneyland. It's an unfortunate issue that we constantly have to deal with. Hillary's always stated that she doesn't really see there's a problem with the wait lines or any of the VA administration, when in fact we all know that thousands of soldiers die waiting on those lines, and many in fact take their own lives tragically because we do not have the services necessary to provide them. However, we all do, in Trump's campaign, Trump is all for the veterans. And as you know, he skipped a debate and was able to raise millions of dollars for the veterans. Now, a portion of that money has been distributed. There are some veteran groups. There was like 20 veterans that were protesting outside of Trump Tower because the money has not been released fast enough. And part of the reason for that, I wanted to discuss that with everybody because I've had friends asking on the internet about that. Part of the reason for that is it's hard to move millions of dollars around. Most of those donations were $500,000 or $1 million large. And there were several organizations that were not interested or willing in taking the money because a bunch of haters make people hate everybody, and so veterans suffer, which is great. It's just brilliant how that happens. But there are several organizations that have received funds. About $3 million has been distributed. I'm sure there will be additional funds distributed. This is just a hubbubaloo so that they don't have to talk about the Veterans Administration problems they're having and the ridiculous leadership they have at the Veterans Administration that doesn't seem to understand the necessary problems of waiting and what that does for our veterans who have served so nobly overseas and here in the United States in the National Guard. So just, shake that off, you guys, and move on. We're going to talk about how great Trump is for veterans, how well he's doing with veterans. So all of that is just scuttlebutt you don't even need to worry about. There are a bunch of rallies coming up. Exciting. 4 rallies coming up this week. Tuesday the 24th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Wednesday the 25th in Anaheim at noon. That's Pacific Time. Thursday the 26th in Billings, Montana, 4 p.m. That's Mountain Time again. And Friday the 27th in San Diego, 2 p.m. I always say the California rallies may get delayed because there's protesters and crap that goes on, as you know as well as I do. So, some people, they like to insert their 2 little cents and say mean and hateful things about your candidate. And sometimes you just ignore them and you go on with your Trump talk. With your rally. Yeah, just like we do here. So go ahead and check those out at Right Side Broadcasting Network, rsbn.tv. They do a great job of having all of the live stream as well as the recorded past events, so you can take a look at what's gone on recently and get a chance to hear Trump's speeches in his own words. Nothing like a Trump rally, but there's nothing like hearing your candidate speak and actually hearing what his plans are for America. So we know what ours are. Make it great again. That's what we're going to keep doing. My reason for the day, my Trump reason for the day. I love to do this little thing I call Trump Reason of the Day. My Trump reason of the day is our veterans. As we are moving forward into Memorial Day, Armed Services Day, Veterans Day, all of these holidays really speak to how infrequently we honor our veterans. And I know a lot of my friends and family come from military families. We honor our military families every single day. And so many on the internet and social media do as well. Trump also is one of these people who has honored our veterans, helping out Sergeant Tim Morisi, helping out the Marines who were stranded and sending his plane. Trump himself has done everything within his power to help our veterans when he was just a private citizen. And certainly it wasn't his responsibility. So if anything, what's so important is ensuring that we put our soldiers under a commander-in-chief who values their lives, values their service, cherishes their service, and will protect them and provide them with what they need going forward in life so they can succeed. And Trump has a great veterans reform plan, which we're going to talk about later, just after the show. So that is my Trump reason of the day. Veterans. And they all love Trump, which is great. Let's do a little best of the Trump train. There's an article on the Trump Talk Facebook page about the Trump Lamborghini parking out in front of the White House. They did a little Trumpy stunt, a little activism, a little fun-tivism with a video, having some fun, Trumping up, just supporting and representing our candidate. So go ahead and take a look at it on our Facebook page. And you can find me on Twitter at Trumpertarian. You can email the show trumptalkus@gmail.com. Of course, you can also find all of our videos at www.trumptalk.us. And you can just find our Facebook page, Trump Talk US on Facebook. Just search Trump Talk US. There's only us. You can also get my book, The Semi-Essential Trump Supporters 2016 Election Survival Guide, Primary Edition, on Amazon. $3.99. Some funny stuff. It's entertaining. I try to make it amusing because it's been a very rough election for everybody. So, Stay tuned. You guys tune back in right after this. We're going to be doing a Veterans Reform Trump Talk special edition, talking about Trump's veterans reform plans, of which there are many. He's got a lot of great ideas for the veterans. But I want to thank you for tuning in for a whole month of Trump Talk. We're going to keep doing daily Trump Talks as much as humanly possible and giving you all of the Trump news as in one little bite so you can go on with your lives and keep on trumping. So, until next time, you guys, for me and Little Trumpy,